willkommen zurück zu Head as Code. Im ersten Part haben wir das Spiel begonnen und sind auf der Couch aufgewacht. Wir sind Simon und sind mit Jasmine, unserer kleinen Freundin hier, Ray, einem alten grumpy Mann, und Marco, unserem guten Freund anscheinend, oder zumindest Freund, in einer komischen Metro gefangen. Und jetzt will uns Jasmine erklären, was los ist, denn wir haben leider unser Gedächtnis verloren. Von daher, Jasmine, hilf uns!
Alright, so listen closely here. You must have noticed we're in the metro, and you know this is the place that links all the Montreal together. I honestly don't know who Ray is, so I talk about what I know. There are 5 color-themed lines, but you already know of this. What's really important is the fact we're actually stuck here. There's no way out. We already tried to force doors open, no dice. Instead, as some weirdo with the mask told us, we had to play some kind of game. I felt a shiver run up my spine of that. This felt a little like one of those escape the room's new age reality games.
Except for the fact we were clearly not paying to be entertained here.
Most of all, this place is really dangerous because if we disobey the rules, well, we're going to die. Though I guess that weird man said it like we'll get punished, but he did explain what that entailed.
I swallowed. She had to be joking. Surely it wasn't real and someone was just toying around with us. It was then that I noticed the collar Jasmine was wearing around her neck. Come to think of it, Marco and Ray had also been wearing a collar like that, hadn't they? I didn't even need to check my own neck. I could feel one there too. I decided against touching it. It seemed dangerous somehow.
We have to find someone with the number 9 to leave. So far, we aren't finding anything, no matter how much we explore. We are supposed to go to each other's stations in a pair, you see, because...
I waited for her to continue, but it took me a while, and as the second passed, I could tell she was trying to... It felt like she was trying to stop herself from giggling.
Because this is a dating game. We're playing the dating game.
Pretty much all my fears left at this moment, and instead, I was staring at her with the same irresistible desire to laugh. What the hell? The dating game? We're definitely being toyed with here. That's what I think.
No.
Just as sudden as the mood shifted to something lighter, it reverted to something rather uncomfortable, as Jasmine stared at me, no longer amused. With the most serious tone in the world, she completed her thought.
As ridiculous as the name is, someone might have died already.
A glacial feeling spread through me from my feet crawling upward along my legs to latch onto my back. It was tightening my stomach, creating a knot in my throat. Wait, might? There's no way. That's a joke, isn't it? Besides, might? So you aren't sure? Jasmine looked at me as seriously as she could ever be.
It's not a joke, and about the uncertainty, it's complicated. But if what I saw was real, someone really died. So as funny as the name is, this is real. Don't start getting complacent on me. This is dangerous, so don't do anything to put yourself in danger, okay?
Hey, der Zug ist da! Ding, 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 dong! She looked discouraged at this point. Before she spoke more, a train arrived at our platform. I waited for a few seconds, looking at Jasmine, who looked back at me. Then I looked at the train again. The dating game, huh? That was a stupid name. And yet, as she walked forward and tucked me into the train, there was no avoiding it. I was going on a date with Jasmine then. A date that could very well kill me. I had absolutely no clue where we were going. I was having issues thinking about it due to, well, everything else. The situation was still alien. One thing was for sure, all I had been told was making me feel nauseous. Yet for all it was, I couldn't sit down. Normally I would have. I just needed to do something in this familiar yet unfamiliar place. A three-step ding-dong echoed, signaling the train was leaving the station. When it took off, I reflexively grabbed onto one of the beams for support. Crap, those things were full of germs. That was why I usually sat down. I had to wash my hands soon.
For train station, secure it, securite.
At least that was familiar. It was the announcer speaking as a lady's voice, whose entire job had been to record public service announcements for those who used the metro lines. They were in French, because we're in Montreal, of course. Translated literally, it's just next station, with the name of the station. However, the station wasn't named correctly. The message must have changed, but why? Did they want to make it clear what we'd find at each station? Or were they worried about copyright? Nah, it couldn't be that stupid. Oh. Since we had some time, I decided to strike up some conversation with Jasmine. Oh. Was? Warum? Ja, was ist mein Job nochmal? Jasmine was looking at my outfit. That's right. She didn't really know what I've been up to since we parted ways so long ago.
You're a pizza delivery man, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. It's not really valorous, I know.
You're using rental cars, right? The ones with the cute little signs on top with the pizzeria logo on them, so people know someone's gonna eat well tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have my own car yet. I say yet, but I don't plan on doing it this long enough for it to matter.
Right, you did graduate. Now, it's your turn to enter the magnificent world of graphic designs. It's a paradise where people don't want to pay you, and where everyone will critique your art forever. Except by everyone, I meant yourself. You're going to think your own art is terrible, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that you never improve.
Sounds amazing. Jasmine caught the sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah, it's really hard to get over those things in general. People want to pay you in exposure. What's an exposure anyway? Can I eat it?
She ended the topic with a mocking giggle. Guess I was going to learn all of this firsthand soon enough. Hopefully. The train stopped at the station. Seeing as Jasmine wasn't moving to leave, I didn't either. I had to follow her lead, at least until I understood my predicament better. Instead, I took a seat on one of the various colorful benches scattered about. The last thing I wanted to happen was her to think I was useless. I needed to rest to be in shape. But I already rested on the couch, no? Unless I was carried there.
Hey, what are you thinking about?
Oh, es geht weiter! Next station. Laboratory. Ich versuch's zu übersetzen, so gut es geht. The announcer cut her off rather weirdly as the train set off again. I don't know.
If anything's the matter, you can tell me. We're in this together.
She flashed a smile. Yeah, she was dependable to a fault. Jasmine's occupation. Wir wissen, dass sie auch Grafikdesigner ist, glaube ich. The current situation. According to the name of the dating game, we were going on a date. Wait, what was I thinking? A date? In here? Once again, the feeling of nausea overcame me. Why wasn't I happy about that? It must have been because... Yes, it was a date, but considering the colors, the eeriness of the location and everything else, it didn't feel like a good one. I was just thinking how all of this is so weird. I still can't wrap my hand about it. We're not really in the metro, are we?
Well, so far it looks like we are. Whoever that smiley guy is, he seems able to remodel the station on his own.
I can't believe that. Smiley guy? I had to ask her about him. What about that guy then?
Oh, he's kind of the mastermind behind all this, I guess. He looked really weird, like some kind of cultist. Whatever we're in, it's not good.
I mentally agreed. How did I even get in this mess anyway? I didn't remember pissing off anybody important. I was just a guy who studied artistic stuff. Had I delivered the wrong pizza to the wrong person? No, even that didn't make any sense. She mentioned a cultist just now. Had I angered some kind of cult then? chances of not only me, but also Jasmine and Marco having done it very slim. There was no way it had anything to do with Ray, was there? He was big and menacing. He had a physique that could let him move heavy objects around. If someone could have done all this, then that person had to be strong, or they had a lot of help. Oh, before I could do anything else, we arrived at the laboratory. Jasmine shook her head when I rose up to my feet.
This one's already done, so we don't need to go there. The next one, that's the one some of the others chose to go to. Alright, you don't know about them. I don't mean Em and Ray. We're 8 here in total.
There was something that didn't feel right somehow. The amount of people was 8, but it wasn't what was nagging at me. What was nagging at me was the train's trajectory. Okay. Spannend, warum?
Next station, infirmary. I had to ask her about it, but first I want to catch up with her some more. It was, for all I knew, the only opportunity I might have to do so in here.
Simon's roommate, nah. Jasmine's occupation.
Hey, Jas. You should call me Jay here, just to be safe.
Right. Anyway, I meant to ask about how the job's going.
My graphical designs? They're all going swimmingly. Sometimes I wonder if I should have studied further, though. Not that I can justify going back right now. I got a big client who wants me to make large natural landscapes, and it's really difficult. I'm not very good with the colors he's involving in it. And the general detail of it is like, whoa.
The pay is probably good to offset that, right? Though? I know you wouldn't take the job you didn't think you could do.
Correct.
I didn't know what to add to that, so I added nothing. Jasmine always had her shit together. A complete contrast with me. I put everything back to my earlier thought, deciding that was enough for now. My available time before the train arrived at the destination was getting shorter and shorter. So, couldn't we just ride the train all the way to the end?
No, it's impossible because the train seems to stop at a station we haven't cleared, and it doesn't move then. In short, when it stops and doesn't go off again, a group of 2 must leave the train. The next one's already taken. After that is ours.
That was simple enough. She really knew everything that was going on, huh? I was about to confront her about that, since it might give me an idea for how long this whole thing had been going on, but the train arrived at the station. Ding dong dong ding. I expected it to go off again this time, but contrary to what she said, the next station was not our stop. The train didn't move to leave. I had a bad feeling about this. Being as this was apparently our destination, though we both left the train momentarily.
Huh? It looks like the station is actually free to explore.
Is that a problem? Now that I asked, I remembered what she said earlier about the others. She took the lead, stepping further ahead of me, closer to the doorframe.
Yeah, that's really weird, because the others went here. 2 of them did. An older guy, and some really weird girl with a mask and headphones. Hey, anybody here? Jasmine called out in the station, but there was no reply. My stomach tightened as a flash of a thought went through my head. Jasmine said someone died already. Could it be that the others also...
No way. They'd be fine, too. For sure. I shook my head to get off that stupor.
Look like there's no one, so...
The train had already gone, and the only way back was to cross the rails to take a train from the other side. But the rails were definitely too dangerous to cross. Giving me a glance over there, I noticed it. The indication. 750 volts. That's the voltage going through those rails at all times. If we touched them, we were toast. Not to mention, crossing was dangerous because what if a train was coming? The much safer alternative was to go up the stairs, cross to the other side using the station above, and come back down here. I was going to suggest it, but Jasmine had things to tell me.
Looks like this is where we're going. I could have sworn the others were here, but the door is open, which means they either solved this place already, or they didn't come here at all. And if they solved this place, that the train should have left earlier with us inside it. Which means this is ours to deal with. Do you feel okay now?
Yeah, I can handle myself.
Okay, good. Upstairs, we're gonna have to solve some stuff. All the places here are kind of like escape rooms. You know what those are, right?
Yep.
I'll take care of most of it, since you're still, not entirely caught up. But I might need help.
Sure. Hey, how do I ask this? There's no time limit or anything, right?
Nope. We could take a week and we'd be fine. But we might need to eat and drink. So I guess our time limit is, biological functions.
Say, you know a whole lot about this place, Jess. I changed the topic for something that had been bothering me. The Ice J! She looked at me with a smile and a wink.
Oh, I'm just perceptive, that's all. And besides, it's been a few stations already, so I'm getting the hang of it. So you should probably call me Jay here, so people don't figure out our names. I don't know how much Smiley can hear us here. I don't want to leave him anything compromising if he just took us at random.
Smiley, is that right? As much as I'd like to ask about him, you probably don't know any more than I do, huh? How's it good info? She nodded and walked into the open staircase. I followed along, though when I entered, I stopped there for a bit. There was a good reason for that. The staircase was the same as the lounge, but when I entered, the door had closed behind me. It shut off our way back out. I took a glance over towards Jasmine, but she had already gone up the stairs.
Hey, come up too.
Yeah, coming. But we didn't have a time limit. I couldn't stay down here and be left behind. Once again, the thought that I didn't want to appear as useless came over me. That's right. I had to join her in the search of this place. With only one way to go forward, I took the stairs. Wir sind in der Infirmary, also so Notarztstation. Arriving at the top, I saw what she meant much earlier. Oh yeah. I remember the station as being a completely different station. Inside, it was actually an infirmary. I was a little surprised by that. Perhaps I hadn't believed what the announcer told us before.
Oh, there you are. This room has a lot of weird stuff.
It's not weird, Jay. You haven't been in an infirmary before, have you?
I don't think so, no. I already searched those drawers over there.
I remember that I needed to wash my hands. After touching stuff in the terrain, I really needed a good rinse. There was a sink next to the counter, so I made a beeline for it.
You know, that makes sense. I should have cleaned my hands too.
You didn't? That's definitely a sin in one of our existing religions, I'm sure.
Hey, hold up. I was going to do so, now that you reminded me of it. I'm not a heathen or anything.
You better repent, that's right. I just meant to tease her, but I didn't know if she took it that way. Not too far. There was some sort of bad. It looked comfortable. Hey, you don't mind if I take a nap, right? It'll be quick, just a few minutes.
Not really. I'll go search elsewhere in this place for a while, then, and come back to you later.
I'll holler if something's wrong. Like if some slime monster crawls out of the sink now that I woke it up by running the faucet.
Oh, that's just ridiculous now.
Oh, wirklich? Oh, Entschuldigung. And yet she moved away. Did I finally get back at her? I didn't know. But one thing I knew. This bed was going to give me a good nap. Maybe that's why I didn't sleep on the couches too. No matter how comfortable they were, when I woke up I always felt like shit. This rest was just what I needed. Now lying on the bed, I closed my eyes and drifted off. But the more I tried to sleep, the more I couldn't. This bed was remarkably uncomfortable. I didn't notice it until I was on it, but it was kind of hard. Like, if it had seen countless use and hardened with time. It was probably used for short examinations. Go figure. We were in an infirmary and not a luxurious hotel suite. Sweet. I rose back up while grumbling some profanities. All in all, that entire process had taken a few minutes. I wonder what Jasmine was doing now, but since she wasn't around, I didn't feel the need to call for her yet. Wait, maybe if I search around, that might be helpful. Yeah, this was a fairly spacious room after all. Jasmine wouldn't have to do everything by herself. And then she'd be grateful, and that would be a successful date. It was probably just wishful thinking. I didn't think I could ever get to her level. Slapping my cheeks with both hands, I woke myself up. Alright, Simon, now's the time. It's time to search the shit out of this place. And then call for her when I found something cool. Crack the code. Cool, so sehe ich aus. Interessant. Oh boy, Map? Oh wow, das ist größer als ich dachte. Jesus Christ. Wie komme ich da hin? Hallo? Oh hey, where's the exit? Hey, wuhu. Da ist der Exit, denke ich mal. Komme ich da irgendwie hin? Nö. Ich müsste hier durchgehen dafür. Das Tür, denke ich mal. Okay. Darf ich reinkommen? Ich denke mal, ja. Ja, und dann... Wow, es ist groß. Okay. Aber das machen wir im nächsten Part erst. Von daher, ich hoffe, es macht euch Spaß. Mir macht Spaß. Und im nächsten Part werden wir dann diesen Raum auf den Kopf stellen. Und Jasmine zeigen, wie cool wir sind. Hoffentlich. Und dann wird das Date toll. Ich danke fürs Zugucken. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.